Or maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Open Arms Reactions. My name's Casper Fox, this is Mortius, and we're back with more RWBY.
Today we are checking out Volume 2, Chapter 3, which has a very unique name that totally makes sense in retrospect, but I'm very curious for Casper's thoughts on. This is A Minor Hiccup. As I watch the gears start to turn and then just go...
Yeah, no.
Casper just got on the end of like a 6-hour stream, so his brain might be a little bit less. Yeah? Are you having thoughts?
Didn't someone have? I remember someone having. Didn't RWBY have a hiccup? Didn't she? Didn't RWBY have like an actual hiccup thing?
It wasn't RWBY.
Oh, damn it.
All right. Well, we'll see how quickly you're able to pick up on things. I'm curious to know your thoughts. This is probably one of my favorite Volume 2 episodes. Definitely in like the first half of Volume 2. There are some really good episodes towards the latter half, but this one's really fun just because of a couple different things we learn. So honestly, I don't think I have too much to say about it, so I just want to say thank you all very much for being here and continuing to support this series. We're going to keep running through all of Volume 2 every single week, and if you want to see them ahead of time, like right now, we are currently doing, obviously, Chapter 3, but Chapter 1 of Volume 2 goes up in like 8 days, so we are recording quite a bit ahead of time for Patreon just because of the way our recording schedules work. So if you want to get things like this way ahead of time, definitely consider joining us over there. But beyond that, don't have too much to say. Nice short intro. Minor hiccup. Casper, hiccup.
So, Weiss, I was thinking after this, maybe we could go grab a bite to eat? And, I've got 2 tickets to that new Spruce Willis movie if you want to make the trip to Vale. I hear it's awesome. And then maybe after that we could study together?
Spruce Willis movie.
Spruce Willis. What?
I think that's just a dumb bit. I don't remember
Surely.
ever getting any kind of follow-up on that, but it's a funny bit.
I mean, you're smart, and I'm
And then timed that one wrong, I guess. The stunning conclusion to the story will have to wait.
The stunning conclusion to this story.
Stunning conclusion.
No, yes.
Oh.
One day.
One day.
Yang.
We're gearing up.
Okay.
Class would never end.
All right, guys, today's the day. The investigation begins!
I'm
Woo!
glad to see we're taking this so seriously.
Hey, we've got a plan. That's moderately serious.
Everyone remember their roles? You and I will head to the CCT to check the Schnee records for any other dust robberies or inconsistencies. Seeing as I'm in the family, it shouldn't be a problem.
The White Fang has regular faction meetings to hand out orders and recruit new members. If I can get in, I can hopefully find out what they're planning.
I have an old friend on the shady side of town that typically knows everything going on in Vale. Getting information out of him shouldn't be too hard.
Great, we'll meet up tonight near Yang to go over what we found. Let's do this!
So, they've come up with a pretty solid plan. I mean,
Split up and search
Yang's
for clues.
connecting to someone on the shady side of town. We've got Weiss using her family's influence to look at dust records. Like, it's not only a solid plan, but also seems to be like RWBY's really coming into her own as a leader and figuring out how to play into people's strengths as well.
Yeah, I think it was nice that we were finally over that bump they had with
Yes.
being put together, especially with Weiss and Blake, and stuff like that. So, yeah, okay, I'm excited to see how they will, because it's interesting now that we see them now. Actually, we just saw them work as a team so hardcore at the end, the finale.
Yes.
Now they're splitting up, but it's still crazy teamwork in a sense. You know?
Exactly, yes. Sort of that delegation when it's not in like a combat setting. I also remembered partway through that I didn't want to just turn them on without saying anything, but this version does actually have subtitles, so I'm going to go ahead and do that just to make sure we don't miss any dialogue. So thank you very
Fire.
much. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
How did you get up there?
It's easy. I do it all the time.
You do what?
He's a monkey.
I climb trees all the time.
So, are we finally getting back at that Torchwick guy?
We are going to investigate the situation.
Because he was there with Blake in the finale.
As a team.
Sorry, son. We don't want to get friends involved if we don't have to.
That's dumb. You should always get friends involved. That's why I brought Neptune.
Sup?
How did you even get up here?
I have my ways. Seriously though, can I come in? We're like really high up right now.
I love Sun and Neptune so much. And I love just like, you should always get friends involved. That's why I brought Neptune. They'll poke the head out. He's just,
Neptune.
so. He's so casual about everything.
Do we get, because I assume he has some kind of trident, surely, if he is based on Poseidon. But do we ever get it revealed how he gets up there? Is that like a thing, or is it just because he's agile?
Honest to God, do not remember.
Fair.
Son, you can go with Blake. And Neptune,
I like to imagine he just
you can go with Yang
piggybacked
since
on.
He doesn't have a partner. Everyone good? Actually, Ruby, why don't you go with Yang? After all, she is your sister. But I say we'd go with you then.
Well, I guess Neptune could come with me.
Nah.
The story. Nah.
I forget how big the transmit tower looks up close. You should see the one in Atlas. That was the first one, right?
Correct. Atlas developed a cross-continental transmit system to allow the four kingdoms to communicate with one another.
World lore.
Cool.
To the world after the Great War.
Ooh, look at me. My name is Weiss. I know facts. I'm rich.
Don't be a pet.
They are the epitome of the ooh fancy pants Rich McGee over here TikTok sound. Because you know Weiss knows how to spell chauffeur and Ruby absolutely doesn't.
Besides, the only reason we're here is because you like the tower so much. We could have just as easily made a call from the library.
I know, but it's so cool. Oh, I'm gonna take a picture.
Oh. Pinocchio!
Bestie!
Penny? Where have you been? We haven't seen you since the night at the docks. Sorry, I think you're confused. I've got to go.
What was that?
Hiccups.
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. You go make your call. I'll meet up with you later. Wait!
Did the puppeteer reset her brain or something?
Good question.
Penny, where have you been? It's been weeks. There seems to be a misunderstanding. What? Penny. Is everything okay?
Pew.
Penny, please stop. Look, I don't know what's wrong, but you have to listen to me. Those guys we fought at the docks, we think they're up to something big, something bad.
She's just trying to protect her
I need
friend.
you to tell me what happened to you that night. Please, as a friend. It isn't safe to talk here.
Oh, okay. Playing the friend card. What did you just call me?
Yeah. See, Casper can remember things sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
So proud of you. You know what that's called? Growth.
Hello. Welcome to the CCT. How may I help you?
I'd like to go to the communications room, please.
Absolutely. Could you please place your scroll on the terminal to verify your identity? Perfect. Thank you, Miss Schnee.
Smile.
Trying to force a smile to keep up her identity. Oh, that was actually a little subtle bit of lore. Can you guess what those are?
Are those the four, like, Atlas and all those, like, the world parts? Or
Yep.
what are the kingdoms? What are they called?
Kingdoms, yes. The four
Kingdoms,
kingdoms.
yeah.
Vale, Vacuo, Atlas. Oh, man. Oh,
Egypt.
my own lore is failing. Oh, my bad. Did you say Egypt? No, that's the Vacuo one.
That's vacuum, yeah,
Vacuo
because they
is
have
the
to
desert
vacuum
one.
this.
Exactly. The stupid ways we get each other to remember things.
You really cussed.
I was thinking the same thing. I just wasn't going to say it in a separate series. Oh, this is cool.
The Beacon Cross Continental Transmit Center. How may I help you?
I I need to make a call to Schnee Company World Headquarters in Atlas.
Absolutely. If you could head over to Terminal 3, I'll patch
So
you
the
through.
Schnee Company is also in Atlas. We haven't actually learned that before. Interesting.
Too
that
far
the-
away from home.
Interesting that the biggest military and the biggest supplier of elemental crystals are in the same place. I'm sure there's no kind of corruption there.
Hi, Mom. How are things back in Signal?
Wait,
Back in Signal.
I've never caught that line. That's weird.
Signal?
Signal, I thought maybe the academy is named after a town, but Signal Academy is where Ruby went to school. Why would she be asking her mom how things are in a preliminary combat academy?
Maybe she's a teacher?
I've never caught that before. Oh, that's a fair headcanon. Maybe her mom's a teacher, or maybe just like the same way as like, you know, like San Diego College. Like maybe it's just, maybe the Signal School is named after the city of Signal, and that's just how it goes.
Or maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me.
Today's gonna be the day that I never
I really thought you had a point here.
Thank you for calling the Atlas. Oh, Miss Snee. Good afternoon. Would you like me to patch you through to your father? I think your sister Winter might be here as well.
No, thank you. I was actually
At least he has names.
files for me. I've compiled a short list.
I see. If you don't mind, what may I ask is this for?
School project.
There are some sensitive documents on this list, ma'am.
Well then, I'll be sure to treat them with care.
Slay.
Very well. The data's being transferred to your scroll now.
Privilege of being an heiress.
That will be all then.
Are you sure you wouldn't like me to patch you through to your father before you go?
Yes, I'm sure.
Well then, have a nice day.
Honestly, for how simple the animations are in Maya, they communicate like the subtle facial expressions really, really well as Weiss is going through all of this.
It's been absolutely incredible to see just how big of a jump there is between seasons. Like I gotta give it
wait
to
for volume
season
3.
the volume 1 finale was fantastic, but you
Yes.
could still see that it was on a budget
Of
visually,
course.
just because of but you know, fair game to
The
that.
reality.
You can definitely see that the budget was increased for the animation.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really good.
I'm glad you're loving it so much.
Aww.
I wish I could help you, Ruby, but I don't know anything about those men. Well, what happened to you that night? We were all together and then you just disappeared. Were you kidnapped? Oh, no, nothing like that. Well, then where did you go? I've never been to another kingdom before. My father asked me not to venture out too far, but...
My father?
You have to understand, my father loves me very much. He just worries a lot. Believe me, I know the feeling.
Oh.
Not let us know.
Yeah, that was a little interesting something.
Okay.
Yeah?
Believe me, I know the feeling. But why not let us know you were okay? I was asked not to talk to you. Or
Rude.
Weiss. Or Blake. Or Yang. Anybody, really. Was your dad that upset? No. It wasn't my father.
The A3130 has been the standard security model of Remnant for several years. And they have done a fine job, wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree? But the Kingdom of Atlas is a kingdom
There he is.
of innovation. And fine? Well, that's just not good enough, is it? Presenting the Elysian Knight. 200.
Oh.
Very Stark Expo.
Smarter.
Yeah.
Sleeker. And admittedly, a little less scary. These models will become active this year, but they won't be alone. Now, the Atlesian military has always supported the idea of removing men from the dangers of the battlefield. However, there are still many situations that undoubtedly require a human touch. However,
So, real quick, before we keep going,
the idea of removing
men from the dangers of the battlefield. So that's why they have these like unarmed bots that are able to do those things. Like, these are not suits people are in. These are androids.
No, robots. Yeah.
From the dangers of the battlefield. However, there are still many situations that undoubtedly require a human touch.
Ruby.
So, our kingdom's greatest minds, in cooperation with the Schnee Dust Company, are proud to introduce the Elysian Paladin.
Paladins.
Oh. We don't have them here for you today, but these mechanized battleships will be seen defending the borders of our kingdom within the year.
Maybe we should go somewhere else.
Uh-oh.
Wait, where are you going?
Down here. She went this way.
You just stop a car, goddamn.
Breakable things. Such a dumb visual gag, but I love it.
I was about to say, use your semblance, dude.
There you go. And she did.
Yeah.
Confirmation of two important things there before we get to what's about to happen. One, she can take other people with her semblance, which is fascinating.
Nice.
And
yeah.
two, it does seem to tire her out. There is a level of endurance required, as you see here, as she kind of loses her focus and falls out of her semblance.
God damn.
Uh-huh.
It's the shove key.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
That theme is still playing in the lower end of the piano. No.
Do you think she's okay?
Penny, come back!
Can you call the police? Did she stop that with her bare hands?
For real.
Yeah.
Penny, please. What is going on? Why are you running? How did you do that?
All valid
I
questions.
can't. Everything's fine. I don't want to talk about it. Penny, if you can just tell me what's wrong, I can help you. No. You wouldn't understand. Let me...
Do you have any thoughts on the hiccuping? I'm curious.
There's gotta be something, like, it's gotta be some kind of, like, fail-safe mechanism or something that when she's either, like for example, there's this movie, I forgot what it was called, but every time this girl was lying, she would throw up.
Oh, yes, Knives Out.
Yes, that's the one. The one where James Bond has this weird American accent. But it feels like it's some kind of like mechanism that every time something is happening, it's like a response.
Okay.
And if she is a machine, it could be some kind of malfunction to something.
Maybe. And
but no, I'm not
what
sure.
is she based off of?
Pinocchio.
Uh-huh. Are there... Okay.
I can help you. No. You wouldn't understand. Let me try. You can trust me. You're my friend, right? You promise you're my friend?
Oh,
I
Penny.
Ruby, I'm not a real girl.
Well, obviously.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, but that's still a big deal for Ruby.
Mm.
And that's actually the end of episode 3. That's what we were left on for like a whole week, was just that reveal of the metallic hands. So, that was a minor hiccup.
No, it was an entire episode, but it was really great, dude. Like, especially with how they had... No, I'm just kidding. I can't segue into that episode. So, yeah. Okay, this one, not as much action, but I do appreciate that they took an episode for a lot of like world building, as you say.
Yes.
Like there was a lot of like getting like atlas and mentions of different towns and kind of putting Schnee into her like getting to use her position as royalty or as an heiress, as you say. Which is
Yes,
nice, yeah.
absolutely. Definitely a slower pace kind of episode there, but I think it's really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Now, I'm debating whether or not, because after this episode, the fandom had pretty much unanimously figured out one thing here, so I do want to kind of lead you to it, even though I do generally want to leave you to find things out on your own. how much do you know about Pinocchio? Like the original Pinocchio. What are some of the most prominent things?
So, I've not seen the original Pinocchio. I know him from Shrek.
Fair.
But I know the general story that something about a wish, and then he became a real boy from that wish.
Okay. And do you know anything else about like one of his quirks or anything that happens for him?
The no strings attached song thing I've heard a couple of times.
Fascinating.
No, other than that,
okay,
no.
well, I'll just tell you right now, because then you won't be able to figure it out if you don't know the original. You kind of nat 20'd when bringing up the Knives Out character, because one of Pinocchio's most prominent traits is his nose growing when he lies.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes, of course. I know that.
That's what I was trying to get you
and that's
to.
the hiccup.
And
so, yeah, of course.
That's why I was like, do you have any connection? You were even like, well, maybe it's a response to something. Like, there's a movie where something happens when she lies, and I'm like, get there. Casper.
That's literally
Casper, you're right there. So yes, Pinocchio, obviously, when he lies, his nose grows. Penny, when she lies, she hiccups. And so, if we took it back for just a moment, you can kind of see some insights into her character. Of here, we've got...
Please! What is going on? Why are you running? How did you do that? I can't.
Everything's fine, Hiccup. I don't want to talk about it, Hiccup. So the I don't want to talk about it, even with the Hiccup, is like she desperately wants to talk to her friend.
That makes a lot of sense.
She doesn't feel like she can. And so, yeah, that was something I wanted to kind of guide you to just for the sake of next episode. Because like I said, once this episode came out, everyone online was like, okay, so she hiccups when she lies. Like that was just what we figured out.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you all very much for being here. We'll keep this one nice and short because in the real world for recording, we are hopping right on into the next one before Casper goes out of town next week. Casper actually stay in the city where we can record content for more than a month at a time and challenge impossible difficulty.
Yeah.
The worst part is I'm in your country.
I know. So thank you all very, very much for being here. Thank you so much to the names scrolling on either side of the screen for allowing us for this to happen. And thank you, Michael, for commenting.
Don't leave me here.
So... thank you for being here. We will see you in just a moment. And as always, nope, that's my solo channel one. And as always, greet the world with open arms, and we will see you in the next video. Goodbye. No. Oh, God.